Hello and welcome everyone once again to Women Speakers Association, wsa-tv. I'm Laura Rubenstein, your host and producer here and digital media and marketing strategist. Today we have an incredible guest and an incredible topic. What we're talking about today is leadership, but really about stopping being the impact, the bottleneck to your impact with Melanie Benson. And I wanted to just get right into letting Melanie say hello and tell us what you're all about. Hey, Melanie.
Hello, everybody. So excited to be here. Big fan
You're on
of
mute.
WSA. No, I'm here. Can you hear me? Hold on, let me check. I'm not muted.
You're good.
I'm good. Can you hear me now?
You're good. We can hear you now.
Okay, sorry. All this technology. So anyway, Melanie Benson here at melaniebenson.com. And my work in the world is helping entrepreneurs who have a really bold vision and want to have a huge impact learn how to make their businesses perform better so that they can make that great impact. And I've been a proud member of WSA since day one. One of the very first people to be involved. So I have watched this group of leaders and thought leaders and people who have a big message that they want to share grow together.
I think Women's Speakers Association has a lot of growth that has occurred because of some of the wisdom that we're going to talk about today that you've cultivated over the years. So since our topic is stop being the bottleneck to your impact, why do we need to talk about this? What advice do you have about that, and why should we be so concerned?
Yeah, well, a bottleneck is something, if you even think about the term bottleneck, it gets smaller, right? And we're trying to put a lot through a very small space. And what happens for many of us as entrepreneurs and business owners and maybe even professionals, people who have, a lot that they want to accomplish, big goals, we don't recognize that the way we get to the next level has to look different than the way we got to this level. And so we're showing up with a mindset and maybe strategies, habits, decision-making processes, and a whole set of tools that are designed to keep you exactly where you are right now. So what happens with the bottleneck is we literally get in our own way. We forget, or we maybe don't even realize that we need to really shift the way we go about making the business perform better, taking our goals to the next level, becoming the person with the team and the support and the mind, excuse me, still getting over cold, and the mindset that helps people get to that next level. So in a bottleneck, one of the things that we have to keep in mind is that we literally, by the way we think, can talk ourselves out of our goals or talk ourselves into our goals. Our vision is either pulling us and catalyzing us and inspiring us to do bigger things and to maybe overcome the obstacles and challenges that we all face. Or our vision is so small that we're kind of bored and we're complacent and maybe even a little apathetic about what we need to do. And so there's a lot of things that we can do very simply to shift how we're showing up in our business and remove those bottlenecks so that we can actually achieve more and we can really accelerate our path to our goals.
Do you have any advice for how we can start, shifting our mindset and or stop being that bottleneck?
Well, a couple things, and I've been talking about this a lot over the last couple of weeks because I've been interviewing people for a summit that I'm putting on. And the conversations have all been about how do we shift gears into being a leader? And I think that's one of the first pivots is many of us stay in our role as entrepreneur, as doer, as, the person who has this talent or this craft. And we forget that, there's a whole nother role out there called lead. And lead doesn't mean we become a CEO and a boss that tells people what to do. It means we change the perspective that we make every decision from that allows us to catapult towards our goals instead of crawl. So that's a big one. And I think another one is as we emerge into leaders, as we get really busy doing whatever we do, we oftentimes forget to ask for help. And we get so busy and we're in motion and we're doing things the way we've always done them, but doing them that way isn't going to get us these new results. And a big part of that is learning to ask for help, willing to be vulnerable, willing to say, I can't do this all myself. And really learn how to create support that is empowering and lifts you up. It's kind of like when you surround yourself with people who are as excited about your vision as you are, you'll be able to accomplish 100 times more in a month than most people do in like 10 years.
Wow, that's almost scary, and maybe it's scary for a lot of people, right?
Yes.
Let's just say what it is out there. And I want to give a shout out. Hey, Lisa, thanks for being here. And anybody else, if you have questions as we go along, feel free to put them in the comment box below us. We're here on Women Speakers Association's Facebook page, and we're here for you. And we're not just here for us. We really want to help you make your greatest impact. And Melanie, you've done this so beautifully. I know you've used speaking throughout your career to grow your career, to grow yourself as a leader. How you're like a model Women Speakers Association member. How have you done this? Can you tell us a little bit about that journey?
Well, first of all, I had to come face to face with a lot of my own bottlenecks because, we all unconsciously become a bottleneck at some point. And, being willing to get my message out. Most people don't know this, but by nature, I'm a very shy, very introverted person. And getting on a stage was the single hardest thing I ever did in my entire life. And I got thrown into the fire when I worked in corporate, where I was giving presentations to 300 to 500 people on a regular basis. And I was terrified. But luckily, that gave me enough courage, knowing that, hey, if I could do it there, I can get in front of 50 people and talk. And very early on in my career, I started to talk about mindset, talk about the things that we do that get us overwhelmed and how to stop being overwhelmed. And then I started talking about team building, and now I talk about awakening leadership. And each stage along the way, I've been blessed with two things. One, lots of opportunities to speak. And two, this becoming a pipeline for my best high-paying clients. Like my best clients always came through speaking. And, one of the subjects we're talking about in the summit with Gail Watson, actually, who's the president of our community here, she's talking about global impact, one message at a time. And I really believe at the heart of every single person who's in Women Speakers Association, and really every speaker out there, we have a message that can allow us to have global impact. And what happened for me as I started speaking my message consistently and saying yes over and over and over again to big talks, to little talks, to podcasts, to interviews online, was I started hearing from people all over the world how my message touched them, how my message inspired them, how my message actually made a huge difference, even if they never hired me, that what I said in that interview or that speech gave a huge perspective shift so they could do their role in life better. And actually, Laura, I just got this really awesome call a couple weeks ago, who this person did end up becoming my client, but he heard me he's back east, I'm West Coast. He heard me on a podcast. He had called the office to say, thank you. You changed my life and saved my business from that one podcast interview that I did 4 years ago. And that's what happens when we commit to sharing our message, and we really can make a difference, and we can be prosperous too, and we can have both.
I love what you said about how you took steps. Being someone who was not really comfortable being in front of people, being more shy, you were kind of thrown into it, but still it was a smaller-ish step in the corporate world. Then you could go into more, in front of people. Eventually now, look, we're on camera. A lot of people have more fear of being on camera in front of people sometimes. So you're a true inspiration in that way. And now you've created a summit. Can you tell us about the topic of the summit and how it relates to today's advice and how that came about?
Yeah, and I had to say one more thing about those steps, because I think this will help people. My first talks that I did publicly were a disaster. They were not inspiring people the way I had imagined. And I took the information I got from those ones that didn't go the way I wanted, and I just kept getting better, and I just kept taking in how could I improve. And so I just want people to know, start where you are. Don't worry about getting it perfect before you start. So the summit is really a very big, bold vision that's part of what I've been stepping into for the last 2 or 3 years, which you know about, Laura. And it's called the Awaken Leader Summit. And it is an opportunity to talk with and learn from some of the most amazing business leaders, people who kind of did their thing, and then their business got so big and things became so accelerated and fast growing that they knew they had to become a leader in order to channel their business to go to where it needed to go next. And I'm a big believer that we can learn so much from digging in with someone who's been down the path, when they share their foibles, they share their weaknesses, they share what they learned from their path, so that we can maybe not have to make those same mistakes, and we can do better faster by incorporating what we learned from others. So we've had people like Stark, who is one of my longtime creative idols, and she's a beautiful creative, and she's a best-selling author multiple times over, and she's been one of those leaders in authenticity, not afraid to say what really is there and be vulnerable and talk about all the junk that's really going on, through to Bob Berg and Dr. Romy Mushtag, who's one of the members here, and having Gail Watson on talking about really making a global impact one message at a time. And the idea is, how could we shift into embracing that leader that's already inside of us by fine-tuning some of the ways that we make decisions, the way that we may be hiring and supporting our teams, how we stand in the strength of the movement that we're passionate about, and inspire others to join us on a mission that gets exciting and can grow organically. So we're covering the gamut. And the best part is the summit is free. It is at Awaken Leader. Well, actually, we have a special URL if you're part of the speaking community. So we'll share that up on the link. But the idea here is come together, learn together, grow together. And now, and this is my bold vision, what if we could show up and lead better? I feel like right now the world needs some very powerful, integrity-based leaders who can help create positive transformation from a strong, empowered place.
I'm really excited. I'm going to show the screen because you've got such an amazing group of leaders sharing, and some of these are, so many people that I have known and have mentored me. Yay. So this is some of the speakers. And we put the link down in the comment area for you all. But here we are at the Awaken Leadership Summit. And Melanie, is it free?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Up until, through April 21st, when the summit closes, it's free. So join in now. And this is a way to be able to figure out what part of you are you ready to grow so that you can accelerate your goals. And, Laura, I'm actually personally teaching two of the sessions, the opening session and the closing section. So I'm the bookends. And what I'm actually really excited is I'm going to be talking about what I call some of the new rules of success. I like to think of them as opening up a new paradigm of how to grow in a bigger way and expand our impact on this planet. And then I'm going to be closing with how to stop being the bottleneck in your success. And so I'll be sharing on both ends some really powerful techniques and some specific things you can do to soar, take off those tethers, take off the limits that are in your way.
Yeah, so definitely check out the Awaken Leadership Summit, and we did put the link in the chat or the comment area just below this Women's Speakers Association live broadcast. And we love that you're here. Thank you, Marianne, for your comments. She loves it. She loves the summit. Or she said, I like.
Oh, Marianne, thank you.
And we've got some other comments going on here about the summit, and what a great opportunity and what a gift. So I just want to encourage everybody again to definitely take advantage of the Awaken Leadership Summit. So your generosity, Melanie, is amazing in being able to offer this to us as a resource that we can all really benefit from here at Women's Speakers Association and everybody else. And go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I was going to add one more thing, and that is sometimes people say, well, Melanie, I don't really think I'm a leader. Why do I need to learn about leadership, right? We think we're an entrepreneur, or I'm a speaker, or I'm a this or that. I'm a person in my role at a company. And here's my guide. And I do talk about this in the first segment. If you and your actions, if your words, your actions, your way of being is inspiring another human being, you are a leader. So let's think about this. If you're, asking people to help you get things done through your work, you're a leader. If you have children who you are trying to inspire into action, you're a leader. We're leading unconsciously all the time. And when we step into being a business owner or other higher levels of roles within our companies, the way we lead can set us up for greatness or really like take all of our energy and create massive overwhelm. I'd like to help you expand the way you lead and do it in a way that feels more sustainable and more joyful.
I was hearing a song in my head. You're a leader. You're a leader. I don't know. I don't have melody, but it's like, if you're this, you're a leader. Don't forget, you're a leader.
I'll have to get one of my talented song friends to write me a song.
That'd be great. So let's wind down here with, Women Speakers Association is all about helping women who want to make a greater impact in the world with their message. Why don't you speak to those women who want to make an impact and why they should be at this summit and what your intention is for them?
Yeah, great question. So I think people are usually at one of two places. You have a message, and maybe the way you're getting it out in the world is not sustainable for you. Meaning you're working so hard and you're so exhausted and you're overwhelmed way too much and you're thinking to yourself, I have so much more I want to do, but I don't know how to do it this way. Okay, so that's one type. And another type is you may or may not know what your message is. You may or may not know what you're really feeling called to do, but you're feeling this stirring in your soul and there's something that you want to do, and yet you're not. And so if you're the first person, just know that learning a new way to really expand your greatness, expand your impact, expand your income, and do it so it's more sustainable is one of the most important things you do. I believe that leadership is the single most powerful growth strategy on the planet. And so there's an invitation for you to really dig into learning, how could I do this better in a way that feels better to me so I keep wanting to grow? And then for the second person, there is so much beautiful creativity and expansive thinking and clarity when you can tap into someone else's journey of how they got where they are. I have a suspicion you may lock into exactly how you want to bring your message out, or maybe what your message is, or at least some resources and tools that will be revealed that could help you. So regardless of where you are, just know if you're inspiring others or you want to inspire others, this is a great place to be in community and connection with others who share your passion for that.
Well, here at Women Speakers Association, we're cheering you on. We're all going to join in with the summit. At least I am.
And several have already, so that's great.
Yeah, and a lot of us have. If you have a message and you want to bring it out in the world, definitely attend the summit. You may also want to join Women Speakers Association at joinwsa.com. We have a free associate membership waiting for you. And you'll be one of the first to know about speaker summits like what Melanie's putting together. So we have so many opportunities. Thank you for bringing your gold, Melanie, and for inspiring us to be the leaders we are in the world and having that impact. And knowing that we don't have to go it alone is really what I'm getting from you. It's like it's a warm invitation into your summit. So the link is below in the chat. Awaken Leadership Summit with Melanie Benson. Anything else you want to leave our viewers with?
Yeah, just know that it's okay to have a vision that's way bigger than you and to absolutely have no idea how you're going to pull it off. It's what catalyzes the most resourceful version of us. So big or small, easy or hard, bring that vision to the summit. Let's figure out how to help you become the leader of an amazing movement and impact on this planet.
Awesome. Thank you. We'll be back again with another edition of Women Speakers Association's WSA-TV. Bye for now, everyone.
Bye.